What's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing a easy, very simple, fast flush on the transmission on this SI. It's a 2018 and it's kind of overdue for it. Typically I do mine around 35 to 40,000 miles intervals, and I could kind of tell that there's a little bit of notchiness in first, second, sometimes even fourth gear. But anyway, today we're gonna go ahead and switch it out with this AMSOIL right here. I'm kind of new to AMSOIL, so for me this is gonna be kind of something that I'm gonna be testing out. But a lot of people swear by it, and if you actually read the back of the contents right here, let's see if I can focus on there. It actually says replacement for genuine Honda manual transmission fluid. So that means this thing is pretty much designed for it. So we're gonna go ahead and dump that in there. You need 2 quarts. As you can see, I got 2 of them right here. I had to special order mine because they do not sell them at AutoZone. So we had to get that from Amazon. And let's get started. So we have all of our tools here. I gotta remember to take this off because I'm infamous for draining oil and then leaving it in there, and then it doesn't even drain into the pan without making a huge mess. So that's done. We have our backup reservoir so we can dump all that into here. There's our AMSOIL. We have an impact because it makes it a little bit easier on me. I have all my impact sockets. They're not impact proof, but they'll work. We're gonna need a flathead to remove the bottom pan bolt. It's gonna be a 10 millimeter to remove the last 2 head bolts. And then the bottom one is going to be a drain plug, which is actually gonna be a 1/2 inch. So you can actually adapt this to a 1/2 inch, or you can use an impact that's 1/2 inch, which I have as well. Here's my impact for 1/2 inch. Try to make this easy as possible. We're gonna go ahead and take out the intake right here. We're gonna just remove this right here, which is the intake mass airflow sensor. We'll go ahead and try to move this cable right here. So let's see if I can remove this real quick. Just a little clip right here. It already broke, as you can see, but it just goes right here and clips into place. We'll put that to the side because we're going to remove the intake. It's going to be just a 8 millimeter right here. It's already loose, actually. I forgot to tighten that from my last time. So there's an 8 millimeter right here. It might even be a 6, or you can use a regular flathead or a Phillips screwdriver. We'll move that out the way. We're going to go ahead and try to take out the 10 millimeter, which is way down there. Let's see if I can get a good picture of that. There's the 10 millimeter way down there, and then there's another one right there, not the black one, the silver one, so that way we can take out the entire assembly. There's no other ones right there. There's the drain plug, or the fill plug. That's what we're trying to get to by taking out the intake. Now you can still keep it in there and try to get around it by using a long funnel, which I do have as well. But for the purpose of people that don't want to buy the funnel and make a huge mess, because this will fit down there, as you can see, you can actually fit it just like that. I'm going to go ahead and take it out so that way people can see. And I dropped the 10 millimeter, of course. 2 helpful tools that you absolutely need if you plan on working on your own cars. Number 1, a magnet. This is the best thing for stuff like this when you drop your 10 millimeter and you're trying to find it. Number 2, if you don't have that, then these are actually really good too. They're like little mini claws. If you have like a bolt that's at the very bottom, it's not magnetic, you just use the little claw and open it. Tool trick of the day. Definitely a must for both. Now we got a 10 millimeter back. I'm going to open this last 2. that should do it. Not necessary to disconnect the battery on this, folks. Some people are going to say that. It's not necessary. Just create more work for yourself. Lift up with firm pressure, and there's one bolt, and there's the other. So now we have that out. The pressure is actually going to hold from right here, so that's what you're pulling up on when it gives you a lot of firm pressure. Just go ahead and rip it out, you'll be okay. So now that we have our intake out, I can show you exactly where the fill plug is. It's marked from the factory. So let's see if I can get some better light in there. There we go. There it is, marked right there. And as you can see, it has a little regular head from your adapters. So let me go ahead and get one of those. Right there, and we're gonna go ahead and impact that out. You probably shouldn't, but it's my car, I don't care. Make my life easier. So let's go ahead and do that. We're taking the fill plug out for a reason, because once you end up trying to drain it, makes it 1,000 times easier. We're gonna need a little bit bigger impact. So we have big Brutus here with the adapter. There's our fill plug. So we're gonna put it back in just for now, so there's no dirt that gets in it for time being. So we're gonna go ahead and take out the splash shield. They're just little Phillips right here. There's one of them. There's about, I think, 8, maybe 6. Take these out, and then you have these Phillips that need to come out. 1, 2. These do not need to come out. This slides underneath that. You can take them out, but you don't need to. At the very end, you have them right here as well. 1, another one right here, and then afterwards it slides off of this little lip right here. Now we have access to our transmission. The transmission drain plug is going to be right here. So if you look at where the motor mount is, here's the motor mount right here. It's going to be right next to it. It's the only socket that takes the 3/8 inch socket square. So we're going to take that out real quick. Looks like we're gonna need more power. Let's see if maybe it's just a bad battery. Yes. So as you can see, it already started to come out. Alright. We're about to drain it. So this is why I said you never want to drain it with the plug on top on. That's why you want to drain it with the top plug off, the fill plug. If you do not take the fill plug off, that's exactly what's going to happen. I had to, of course, demonstrate it, right? See how it's flowing out a lot easier. It's best to do this when the engine is not hot, but also not cold. When it's kind of warm, the fluid will come out a lot easier, and you'll get most of the fluid that you need out. We're gonna go ahead and let that drain for a little bit. Here's the fill plug. The fill plug has no washer, but the drain plug does. So here's the bottom drain plug. That's the washer. We're barely leaking there. So now it's a good time to put this back. All right, so we cleaned up the bolt. We can go ahead and put it back in place now. And some hand tight. Go ahead and impact it. Like I said, you're not supposed to impact it, but my car, my rules. I've got my ratchet right here. We'll go ahead and show you just so that if you have the same tools, or don't have the same tools I should say. There we go. Just barely a little bit more torque than, basically just like a drain plug as if you would for the oil pan. So that's snugged up. Let's go ahead and fill it back up. Look at the mess that I made. Oh no. Apartment's gonna talk shit. Oil everywhere. That's what I get for not taking off the top. So make sure you take off your fill plug before you end up draining it. Here's our fill. Let's go in the hole. AMSOIL. One quart. On to the next quart. 2 quarts. And we're done. Now let's put our drain plug in. Drain plug. Same thing. A little bit tighter than snug, and we're good. Now reverse order. Intake goes back in. Alright. Make sure our mass airflow sensor gets put back together. Bam, that clicks into place. Bam, that clicks into place. Everything's solid there. We got to put this back together because we didn't do it. Well, I didn't do it last time. Go ahead and torque that back down to. There we go. So remember my initial complaint before was that first and second gear was notchy, and the way that it goes into gear, now it feels a lot smoother for sure. I'm getting my shifter a little oily, but we can clean that later. It butters through the next few gears too, which is awesome. Before it felt like it was kind of just shifting hard into gears, so you knew what gear you were getting into, but as soon as you tried to get into first and second, smashing into them just didn't cooperate very well. All right guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me. I hope this helps you out a lot. If you do think that it helps you out, please like, subscribe. If you don't subscribe, oh well, helps me out. But I will be making more content, specifically mostly of this car. But every now and then I get a little bit something different. So even if you don't have a SI like mine, stay tuned because I do work on a lot of different other vehicles. So
hopefully this helps out a lot of other people. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.